Thank you very much, sir. First of all, for inviting me here. And thank you very much and warm greetings to everyone on this World Youth Skills Day today. Uh, as an industry partner associated with Skill Department and Department of Labor and Employment for over 10 years now, we could basically give you a perspective from the stakeholders' point of view. That is the trainees in terms of what they need, what is the new areas in terms of training that post-COVID scenario would come up with. And we could also give you the perspective from the industry segment in terms of what industry requires as of now and how we can go on imparting this kind of training programs. Of course, everyone is aware that hybrid or the blended learning model, everyone has been educating that and everyone has been advocating that we should have e-learning and digital learning and the platforms need to be developed. Apart from what we are also looking at, since we are looking at hands-on skills, what we would also suggest is that simulation, as mentioned by Ajay ji, simulations would play a major role in providing hands-on training skills programs to our trainees in this scenario. The second option that we would also look at is development of learning management systems and tools and equipments, because this pandemic and the time that we are getting provides us with new opportunities in terms of changing our teaching models, changing our methodology, changing and revamping the entire training and learning models that we have been adopting till now. So post that, what we could do is basically we could have learning management system, we could have rigorous evaluation, monitoring of the trainees. The trainers at the back end would also have regular feedback in terms of what all areas are weak in terms of where the trainees would need their inputs in terms of subjects, in terms of practicals, in terms of doing various programs that we are doing. I believe we are doing over 35 to 40 programs on various sectors and various institutes are importing. Uh, the aspect which industry needs, of course, is then we would need people with global training skills. And this pandemic also provides an opportunity for us to tie up with global institutions, like Mr. Cook was mentioning here. We could tie up with British institutes, we could tie up with German, we could tie up with a lot of other players and make our workforce basically ready for the world skills. We are, of course, there are going to be new opportunities, new skills post COVID. We have got people working from home. Working from home is the new norm in the field, and people would need most of the services at their doorstep. Most of the services, like just for example, the IT team. If we had around 3-4 people in your IT team, they could control the entire IT requirements of 100 or 200 people organization. But with everyone having IT enabled at home, we will need people who could guide them, who can troubleshoot, who can help them set up the infrastructure. Same goes for healthcare. Same goes for most of the other services that are required: electricians, welders, auto mechanics, everything. People will need services at their doorstep. So these are new areas with the old skills. How do we adapt ourselves to the new areas and provide better opportunities to our trainees is what we need to work on. Basically, as a policy framework, as an enabler, of course, government has its role in terms of setting up these virtual learning setups, building on the e-learning, building on the digital learning platforms, augmented reality, virtual reality, simulations. All these scenarios need to be also supplemented with the learning management system at the back end so that trainers are able to evaluate in terms of what all training has been imparted, what all needs to be done, how beneficial are these training programs for the trainees, and the entire evaluation and the monitoring can also be shared with the industry at the same time so that they can make an informed choice in terms of what all workforce or labor force is available to them, and they can choose and select and pick what kind of workforce is required by them. New opportunities, we are talking about medtech, we are talking about agri-tech, we are talking about a lot of other areas that will need a lot of new skills. Post COVID, we will have a lot of new opportunities. The old opportunities, of course, are reduced to a bit in terms of physical distancing, but social distancing, social networking, social uh, work from home culture will throw up a lot of good opportunities which we need to capitalize on. We've seen companies who have already started offering these kind of programs and these kind of solutions to the people. We need to tie up with those companies. We need to get in touch with those companies to be able to provide more employment opportunities to our trainees. The system will have to be geared up towards getting people globally skilled in terms of their requirement, and then we would be able to enable and facilitate our trainees to be able to work anywhere. Of course, India will have huge opportunity in terms of service sector, in terms of soft skills, in terms of hard skills. But apart from India, a lot of economies across the world will need manpower which are trained. Of course, we see a lot of medical manpower shortages in US, UK, Europe, everywhere. People are looking for pathology laboratories. We are looking at people with skills on house attendant. We are looking at skills with medical attendants. A lot of skills are coming up in the newer areas, and these are the areas which we need to focus. Basically, when we are deriving our programs, when we will be deriving a new setups, we will be deriving a new academic year. We will be starting it, of course, from September this year due to COVID. But all this provides us basic timeline, basic time frame to work on the back end and get all these things collated so that we are able to get all of these in the right format and present it to the right format to the trainees, trainers, faculties, to be able to impart this new skills and new learnings to our trainers. And then they would be able to impart this to our trainees in a right fashionable way, which would be industry relevant. And then industry would have probably no issues employing these trainees. I'm sure department has been working on this. Government of Gujarat has been proactively working towards this. This seminar is also part of this proactiveness of Government of Gujarat to be able to collate and have different viewpoints in terms of what all we need to do in terms of post-COVID scenarios. But as far as we are concerned, industry is concerned, or the ground situation is concerned, we need to gear up the entire organization, the trainees, the trainers, the industry, all of them on a common platform so that they are able to visualize, realize, and understand what all challenges lie ahead and what all opportunities can be fixed as part of this program. And skills is going to be an important element for all our coming years. As all our speakers before me have said, that right skills at the right platform in the right direction would be the key for us achieving our goals in terms of being world superpower as of now. What we understand also from past
Sunilji, in a
experience.
minute, please. Yeah, in a minute,
Yeah,
please.
yeah, okay. So what we understand, sir, from our past experience in terms of doing things is that implementation challenges are a bit higher at the ground level. But this area that we are talking about and these platforms that we are talking about, the digital platforms, can help bridge this gap and get to a better implementation program. I think that's all. We can have discussion post this at some other time. But for since the time is short, I would like to conclude on this.